Let's see what this guy has to say about Twitch is quietly punishing creators for multi-streaming.
Enforcing a rule that I never thought that they'd actually touch, largely because it's a fool's errand, and more directly because it's not going to help the platform if they start enforcing it. But over the past week, dozens of streamers have been hit with a user spam violation, and after digging into it myself, there's one clear pattern. Almost all of them had a link to Kick. Now, in addition to that, a well-known creator named Nutty just got suspended, and I think the reasons are likely connected, which again...
Nutty got suspended. For anyone who knows, Nutty is one of the friendliest, nicest people who does the coolest shit on Twitch for streamers. Like, if you're a streamer and you need to learn how to do something, Nutty has everything you need to learn how to stream. He is the best person to learn shit from. How the fuck do they suspend him? He doesn't even say bad words.
And points to this rule set that I never imagined they would actually waste their time enforcing. So let's break this down and discuss what's happening, what's being enforced, and what it may mean for creators. So late last week, a bunch of different creators started posting on Twitter and Blue Sky that they'd received a warning from Twitch for user spam. And so this is the email that they actually received from Twitch, and they all received versions of this based upon their local language. But here's what...
Spamming with other large amounts of repetitive, unwanted message or abusing the Twitch report system. What the fuck does that even mean?
It says here, based on a review of your account or content, we have issued a warning on your account. A warning. User spam. Spamming others with large amounts of repetitive, unwanted messages or abusing the Twitch report system. Examples of violative...
Is this like if you've got a bot in your chat that goes off every 30 minutes telling people how to get into a Discord or to sub or to something like that? Is that what this is?
Conduct include, but are not limited to, advertising your live stream in multiple chats without the channel owner's consent, sending unsolicited links, offers, promotions to multiple users via whispers, or submitting large amounts of frivolous user reports. Now, here's the interesting part. At the bottom of this overall warning, it says where the violation occurred in your channel profile.
In your channel profile is your... That's not even the fucking chat. You put your link in the channel profile and they shit on you? That's insane. Hold on. I like Nutty. Nutty's great. If anyone ever streams or does anything like that, this is the perfect man to learn shit from. How did this guy get fucked over? The reason I was suspended was a simulcasting violation. I presume this was for showing multi-chat on screen. Not sure what I will do about my multi-chat widget, so in the meantime, I would recommend only using it for Twitch, or at the very least, turn off platform icons. Simulcasting guidelines violation. 1-day suspension. 90-day expiration. VOD removal, clips removal. Simulcasting guidelines violation. Failing to adhere to Twitch's simulcasting guidelines. Examples of violative conduct include the quality of Twitch user experience of your simulcast is less than the experience. Literally, this motherfucker got in trouble for showing multi-chat. That is borderline retarded. That's why Mukluk doesn't show multi-chat anymore. Yeah, I understand. That's so fucking stupid. That is idiotic. Beyond all fucking belief. That is the dumbest reason that Twitch could ever give. Just borderline. Yeah, because they do more retarded shit all the time. Holy fuck.
Which page? It is twitch.tv/ZachBussy. And it doesn't mean that that's chat. It means your actual page itself. If it was chat, they would say in chat. So that's a very odd thing here to...
I thought you knew this. I knew it existed, Faith. But I never thought that they would be dumb enough to enforce something that retarded. I know that putting multi-chat is a risk. But removing from that Twitch stream experience feels so fucking stupid that I don't want to do it. But I think it's even dumber that they would go out of their way to enforce something so fucking stupid. What is multi-chat? Look above me. You see the little symbols next to everyone's name there? I won't capture my hand. You see how everyone's got a symbol next to their name? That's multi-chat.
Message people or to warn people for user spam in a place where there is no.
I wonder if my multi-chat is fine, because the way I've set up my multi-chat is, if you look at this screen over here, this screen has the chat that I can read. I've mirrored that chat so it shows up on the stream, but it is not directly touching or feeding into anything on Twitch, and is simply showing up on here. Which might mean that because it's not taking messages and sending them over to the actual Twitch chat, it's not a violation, and that's why it's fine. Or it's probably because I'm a literal nobody. Being a literal nobody has its advantages on Twitch. That's just the thing.
Directly interactive features. So I started reaching out to creators to find.
Could be just an excuse if he's the only one. Perhaps they actually have some other reason. They might, and I think we all know that Twitch gives people on the surface one reason, and then in the back rooms they have another reason that they tell everyone that they did it for. Sent you some links about 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship. I'll take a look at that later. I'll take a look at that like off stream. But thank you. Super. This is fucking retarded. But hold on. I saw a Tectone video recently, and he's been unbanned from Twitch. And it looked like he had 2 chats in his thing. Okay, I'm gonna watch that later. Hold on. Here, look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at Tectone's stream. He's got 2 chats here. I wonder if Nutty got banned because it was taking messages from YouTube and sending them into the Twitch chat. Tectone has 2 separate chats, one for Kick and one for Twitch, as far as I'm aware. And that's why he might be fine. But you know, okay, you know what? We'll finish off with this one today.
Acting to
We'll finish ourselves off to Frogan. It'll be a difficult one, but we'll do that just because you asked.
Find out more about this overall thing. Now, I'd asked about link trees, Kick, OnlyFans, Fansly, gambling, any kind of gambling links, or DeviantArt, just as a throw in there. I don't actually think that's a problem
I'll
for
watch
Twitch.
it another time.
And I said,
Super.
hey, do you know if it
I've
by
got
chance you
limited
had
time
any
right
of the
now.
following links in your profile/panels? And I sent this to dozens of creators who received.
Hold on, look closer. They're both the same chat on both sides. Okay, now he's blurred them out. Someone's spamming the N-word. Let's go back to his channel. Which one did I click? I opened this one. I've got this one literally sitting over here because I want to see Tectone's thing. Fuck. Where's one that shows his multi-chat? Probably
Video
the
is
Guna
one that
game.
I'm-
Fuck's sakes. It's blurred. Is there no point in time? Okay, so we've got 2 chats here. I'm not seeing the same chats here as I'm seeing here. Oh, wait, no, they are the same. Accelerator, 1996, Accelerator, 1996. Riven Even 2. Frenzy Fox. It seems like one of these is different than the other, and one of these is syndicating messages over to the other. I don't know. I need more information. I need more clarity on this. How creative can one get on meme platforms? Twitch people communicate through Pepe emojis. Well, I mean, a few people were using the Zulol thing along with a gun emoji to being like, I should shoot George Floyd at some point, which was pretty entertaining. But Twitch didn't like that, and like if a streamer laughed at it, they would just ban his channel. That was like a thing for a while. But I don't know, more information is needed there.
This overall email and ask people to reach out to me as well. And I'll just show you some of the answers here. I had a panel image that linked to Kick in my channel.
Okay. Yeah, that is against the TOS. If you've got anything on Twitch that links to any other streaming platform, they get pissed off at you.
I saw your post about the warning. Random question. Do you...
God damn it, 8x. Okay, that's the appropriate emote. I'll give you that. But save your goddamn money. I think YouTube's fine with it. It's Twitch who has the problem.
How many Kick links in your channel profile? Oh, I do. This person said, I had a direct link to my Kick. That was the only panel Twitch removed, but I removed the rest myself. And then this one said, hey there, I only...
Yeah, if you have a Kick link, they'll shit on you. This has been known for a very long time. This is not new information. If you post that you're multi-streaming on YouTube, that's promoting another platform, and that's against their TOS, they'll knock you down. Whether it's YouTube, Kick, DLive, doesn't matter. They don't like that. I know because I read the TOS very thoroughly when I was doing my Twitch speedrun ban, and that was one of the rules, is you're not allowed to promote other streaming platforms on their site. So that was one of the first things I did.
I have a doubt for a Kick link. Nobody is able to tell me yeah or not. Some say yes, some say no, but no Linktree, OnlyFans, Fansly, Gambling, or DeviantArt. So in many cases, Twitch just removed the panel themselves, the Kick panel.
Yes.
No further action was necessary on their part, but Twitch wasn't really being upfront about the fact that that was the case. Now, this immediately threw off some very serious, suspicious flags for me, because why would they report it as user spam? Why would you get a warning for user spam? And the actual truth of the matter...
You know what the thing is? This sounds like Twitch is behaving like a spiteful ex, right? But not like a woman. More like a man. If it was a woman, it would be more subtle. There would be more finesse to the damage. This is more like a girl dated a crazy guy, dumped him, and so every weekend he shows up at her house and takes a shit on her lawn. That's what this looks like to me. There's no subtlety to this. You know why it's happening. There's no art form to the suffering. It's just, they're going to be here every weekend taking a dump on your lawn from now on. Out of pure spite. That's it.
Matter is that means it's likely a placeholder category, because Twitch currently doesn't have a proper category for this type of enforcement. So it implies this is a new enforcement that they are undertaking. Now
the new enforcement of spite.
That led me to trying to figure out, okay, they don't want people to promote Kick. That means that it can only mean one thing. Their simulcasting guidelines. So if we take a look at their simulcasting guidelines,
yes,
it says the following guidelines have been established.
Yeah, you're not allowed to promote other platforms, yes.
Ensure that the quality of Twitch's user experience of your simulcast is, at minimum, no less than the experience on other platforms or services, including by your engagement with the Twitch community, for example, via chat.
So basically, this is fine, because it's not interacting with Twitch. And if I'm multi-streaming to YouTube, and I'm multi-streaming to Kick, this is not technically a guideline violation, because the quality of the multi-chat is being re-syndicated everywhere else. And it's not spamming the Twitch chat, because the multi-chat I've currently got doesn't move messages onto the Twitch chat that's on their site. Second paragraph, don't list the links to leave. Hold on. You should not provide links or otherwise direct your community to leave Twitch for your simulcast on other services, because we value the community. Yeah, so that's the one. That's the one.
Chat. So this one doesn't actually apply in this case, but it's essentially saying, hey, if you stream on Twitch and you stream on YouTube and you only respond to the YouTube chat, that's not a similar experience. You have to maintain the engagement with the Twitch community.
Can Twitch see my messages? No, not directly. The only way that Twitch can see your messages is here on the screen. None of your messages are being sent into the actual Twitch panel chat.
as well. Now, this is the one that does apply. You should not provide links or otherwise direct your community to leave Twitch for your simulcast on other services because we value the community on Twitch and the integral role community engagement plays for all.
That's the biggest fucking lie I've ever seen in my life. We value the community on Twitch.
Twitch users. So this one is essentially saying we don't want you letting anybody know that you're even streaming on another platform. You can do it, but no one needs to know. The last one here, and this one is the most ridiculous, you do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services on your Twitch stream during your simulcast, such as merging chat or other features, to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream.
Now that might be a violation on my side. But currently I don't give a fuck. They can suck my dick. They can lick my fucking unwashed balls from the back. I set this up, it's staying there. They can eat shit.
Here's the important part. If you fail to adhere to these simulcasting guidelines, Twitch will send you a warning prior to taking any
cool, so until I get that warning, I'm not going to do anything.
Enforcement action. Now, this takes us to the reason why I'm actually making this video, because I was originally just going to make this a tweet, but we have now seen it step up to another level. If you don't know, Nutty is a well-known streamer, makes a lot of very cool things for creators. And
he does. Fucking Nutty is incredible. I cannot sing this man's praises enough when it comes to streaming. He does such a good job.
Is a very entertaining streamer overall. And he got suspended this morning for simulcasting guideline violation. Date received June 17th, ends on June 18th. A 90-day expiration. This violation will expire from your account on September 15th, 2025. Until then, you may receive escalated consequences.
If you keep this up, you won't be invited to the Streamer Awards or Disneyland. Well, I don't want to go to Disneyland because I don't want to end up on Epstein Island 2.0 getting raped. Right, so that's good. Oh, wait, no, I'm over the age of 12, which means they're just going to chop me up and eat me on the table while they're fucking kids around me, right? Which is a preferable end than getting to see them have sex with children. I'll give it that, right? As to the Streamer Awards, why would I want to go back to high school prom?
And the reason for his one-day suspension? Simulcasting guidelines violation. Failing to adhere to the Twitch simulcasting guidelines. Examples are the exact ones I just read. Now, Nutty does go on to say here, I'll take the suspension.
Now, you see, I'm safe from all of this by being a literal nobody. Because I'm a nobody, Twitch doesn't care, so I'm safe.
But these guidelines are unbelievably stupid and need to be rewritten. By this wording, you technically can't show Stream Elements / Streamlabs donations on stream. How the fuck does acknowledging other platforms on stream exclude or limit the Twitch community?
It doesn't, but they just want an excuse to get rid of people and use it as a threat.
I wholeheartedly agree with Nutty on that, and it's one of the reasons why I never imagined that they were actually going to enforce these overall rules, is because it makes Twitch out to be like the jealous partner trying to control you the same way that they were trying to do before they introduced simulcasting.
See, even he sees it. He sees that Twitch is behaving like a spiteful ex. Even he knows.
Casting or multi-streaming. And it's when they first came out with these rules, I was like, oh my god, they're trying to do the thing where, hey, we're going to allow you to multi-stream, give us a big clap and pat us on the back because we're being so nice to you, but we don't want you acknowledging that you're on YouTube or TikTok or Kick or LinkedIn or wherever you are. You can only focus on us. You cannot have eyes for anybody else. And I think that is such a silly overall premise in you're trying to control the creator while also trying to claim that you're doing the thing that is nice for the creators. Now, again, for a year and a half, they've done nothing to actually enforce this, and so I give them credit for that. I was like, okay, correct. They've made the correct decision here. They're not going to waste time and effort on enforcing these really ridiculous and stupid guidelines. And again, I'll point out the one that Nutty points out here. You do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services onto your Twitch stream during your simulcast. You do not include any donations or tips or alerts from TikTok because somebody was kind enough to give you some money there, or somebody followed you on YouTube. You're not allowed to acknowledge any other platform other than Twitch. This again, this was more extreme than the previous wording overall, in that when you were single streaming on Twitch, you could absolutely take a donation. You could absolutely have third-party alerts from things like somebody.
They've literally never in the universe enforced this rule until people realized that they could go to other platforms. Now that they're losing viewers, now that they're fucking having a fucking panic attack, now it's a problem. How many subs does this guy have? 7,000. Zach Bussy might be the problem here. It might be that he's showing his bussy on YouTube. That might be why his sub count is, double mine. That's an issue. But I mean, he's making some pretty sensible points here. So can I blame Zach Bussy for making some sensible points?
Subscribing on Patreon. So they actually took a step backwards in terms of being a creator-first company by introducing this in terms of some of the rules. But again, they never enforced it. The second part here, such as merging chat or other features to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream. This part drives me insane because the premise of it is completely flawed. When they sat down, and I believe that Dan Clancy sat down and was asked this directly by Harris Heller, who I know also believes that this is a really silly rule.
Yeah, it's retarded.
He told
Harris Heller's another big name. He probably also has some sensible takes. Excuse me while I do something in the background. This is incredibly important. You'll have to forgive me.
And then maybe if I can find the clip, I'll put it in this video. If I can't, unlucky.
And we think it would hurt the Twitch experience.
Yes.
If you combine chat, because part of the whole point of Twitch is the Twitch community.
There we go.
Okay, so that's point one.
So it would hurt the experience. How would it hurt the experience? How would it hurt the experience? Do you feel hurt? Do you people on Twitch feel hurt that the experience is combined? Does it pain your anus? Do you feel a penis inside of your anus that there's chat? I mean, how dare I, right? It's disgusting, I know. It's so fucking stupid. What a stupid fucking thing. Harris Heller does a lot of stream tutorial type stuff. He makes good content. Harris Heller makes very bespoke, unique, interesting content because it's very well edited. And his idea for stream music was fucking exceptional. But my problem is, a lot of the time, none of the things that Harris Heller does is beyond anything basic or generic for streamers. That's why it's so hard to watch a lot of his stuff. Remember, ferret emotes constitute nudity. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Competition give Twitch less money. Less money equals less quality. Worse viewer experience. Checkmate. So basically, become a monopoly, break regulation, like US regulations, where you're not allowed to have competitors. You've got anti-competition laws to prevent that kind of shit, and Twitch is violating them. That's what I'm hearing.
And so in general, and that also goes to alerts and other things. The idea is the Twitch community is the Twitch community. We don't mind you simulcasting, but we want the Twitch community to be the Twitch community. Now, the other reason is if we did have you combine chat, you are now responsible for whatever is said on the chat on those other streams.
You are always responsible. And I think Twitch chat usually has the filthiest fucking shit always said. It's always, whenever I look at like Asmongold's stream, it's always someone on the Twitch chat who's saying like Omega Jews are the problem, or saying like wild shit. It's never Twitter, it's never even Kick. Now that I look through his Kick streams, it's always the fucking worst shit that I've seen on Twitch. And somehow, they think that it's going to be worse somewhere else. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
But the reality is we've always had that responsibility as a creator. If you're playing World of Warcraft and somebody types something racist in the chat there, guess what? you are responsible for that. You
So,
could
like,
potentially
I just got a question. Do you think, like, if I work on an art piece, if I work on an artistic expression on Twitch, if I wish to display my art to the world, am I now violating TOS? I have to ask questions here. This is incredibly important. Is this now, this artwork, this beautiful Mona Lisa that I have crafted? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. That was very offensive of me. That's better. Is my beautiful artwork now a violation of TOS? Yes or no? Twitch, you decide. This is how dumb these fucking rules are.
be suspended. That's true in League of Legends. That's
So about Hassan's chat. No, Hassan's chat is fine, Filter, because all of them just want to kill and murder Jews and think of Israel as a place that needs to be nuked. And if you're Jewish, you should die and be murdered and slaughtered. And that's perfectly fine, because the Twitch staff have confirmed that Jewish people to them are not human beings and should be treated as less. And believe that 9/11 should happen again, so they're perfectly fine. But if you call a fat bitch fat, that's a problem. That's an issue.
true in voice chat in Fortnite. If you're playing random duos or quads and you're on voice chat and somebody starts saying a whole bunch of slurs, guess who's responsible? You, the creator, for having platformed it. So the idea that...
Which is fucking insane to begin with. How am I responsible for someone else's speech? That's insane. That's fucking ridiculous. And it's just an excuse they are going to use because someone talked about a sensitive topic in a way they didn't like.
Twitch is trying to protect you is complete and sheer and utter nonsense.
Retarded.
And the actual reality is they're trying to control creators. They're trying to say, we're allowing multi-streaming, but we're not going to allow you to do anything that would be related to multi-streaming. So you might as well just not multi-stream because you can't acknowledge or say anything to anybody else in any other stream that you're actually doing. That's an insane premise.
This makes me want to make a joke. Do I make this joke? Because I know if I make this joke, it's gonna upset someone and someone's gonna take it too personally. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. You know what? For Twitch being a platform that hates Jews, they're pretty fucking good at Jewing people. They're fucking exceptional at it. Damn.
So the
It's not about caring about other people's feelings, Tialde. It's about the fact that making a joke like that will make people think that I'm on one side of the aisle or the other, right? And I'm here to laugh at everything. Right? That's why I hesitate with something like that. Is if I make that joke, then all of a sudden people are going to be like, oh, he hates Jews or something. Like they're going to take it too far in one direction or the other, which is fucking stupid as hell when I'm just making a joke. But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck these people. I'm a literal nobody.
To that is to say, well, okay, you can react to somebody that is on your YouTube chat, right? You can't show it on your stream, but you can react to it. But that in and of itself creates an exclusion for the Twitch community. So
yes, so what they want is they want the ability to ban you for whatever the fuck they want. So you might as well break all of Twitch's rules until they catch you, because they're gonna ban you if they feel like it or not. They have enough vagaries in their TOS, and I know I've read through it, that if they feel like banning you, they will go out of their way to do so.
You can't do that. If you respond to somebody on YouTube, the people in your Twitch chat cannot see what was said. And so you responding to them excludes them, making it against...
So you're supposed to neglect one side of it and just focus on the Twitch community. That's what they want.
The rules, and making them very confused as what the hell you're responding to. Are you just responding to random things that you've made up in your head? Who knows? So the entire premise of these simulcasting guidelines are not
It's
about
retarded.
protecting you. It's all about protecting Twitch. So the question is, if Twitch hasn't cared about this for a couple years, why do they care now?
Because they can use it as a weapon, that's why.
And the answer relates to the original point in this overall video, in that people are getting dinged with warnings for promoting Kick. There has been
Yes.
an undeniable migration of creators who were previously streaming only on Twitch to now be streaming on YouTube and Kick and TikTok and other platforms that may be having a negative impact on Twitch to a point where...
Abso-fucking-lutely it's having a negative impact on Kick. I mean, on Twitch. Look at the shit. Let's pull up the graph. Look at the shit. Kick is right here. Kick is catching up to Twitch. It's nearly 1/4 the size of Twitch. And Twitch is deserving this downfall. Twitch has all the opportunities to be a fucking incredible platform. And it's refusing to be one because it's so fucking politically motivated to be a sack of shit that it keeps on losing. It keeps on falling the fuck apart because they're too dumb to realize that they don't control shit, the viewers do. And if they offer a shitty experience that pushes streamers away, guess what? Then the viewers leave as well. Kick doesn't have enough busty, blonde OnlyFans girl. Twitch might literally devolve into just being a porn site. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Look at this shit. 500,000 average viewers. 2 million average viewers. They're 1/4 the fucking size of Twitch now. And here's YouTube with like a fucking 69-inch dick just waving it around, helicoptering it in the wind. Jesus Christ. Without even trying.
It now makes sense for them financially to start scaring people.
Wait, oh yeah, you did say that, Faith. Only thing is going to be left is titty streamers. Maybe not even that, because I think the titty streamers will realize that they can't manipulate 13-year-old boys onto their site after a while, and it'll fall off, so they'll also be multi-streaming, and then eventually they will leave too, or get banned.
To start enforcing some rules.
Isn't Twitch a net negative? Twitch has always been a net negative. Twitch has yet to have a single positive year of profitability because they keep on being fucking retards and fucking up the platform. Twitch could literally be the streaming utopia. Instead, it's the streaming hell.
Twitch right now, and for the last number of years, has been entirely focused on monetization, which I think has resulted in a kind of burnout among communities. I don't know if it's the case for you, but I hear it all the time. I read it all the time that creators are earning less money than ever. Their subscription counts are down. And as Twitch continues to try to squeeze blood from a stone, I think it's driving people away. They're seeing that as Twitch is chasing these dollars, communities are finding a better experience on other platforms that they previously would not.
They are, because they're being treated better by other platforms, even if those platforms are backed by gambling or whatever other illicit shit. That stuff doesn't matter as much as offering a good experience to viewers. That's all that actually matters. How good is the experience for the viewer? And if you keep on getting rid of the fucking people the viewer wants to watch, guess what? Your platform goes under. Jesus Christ, they're such dumbasses.
Actually even entertain, and simulcasting is exposing this. So what does this mean for creators? Well, unfortunately, I think it means that they're probably going to have tighter enforcement going forward. I think that they're probably going to take a more proactive approach to...
What a bunch of fucking losers. What a bunch of fucking losers these Twitch staff are. What a bunch of fucking morons. Tectone City was getting paid like 2.5 times what Twitch paid from Kick. I'm not surprised. I'm shocked. I did the calculation for Asmongold streaming for a month on Twitch versus Kick, and he earned in 2 days off of Kick what he earned off of Twitch in a month. right? Which is an insane amount of money, which is like 32,000 US dollars, which is ridiculous. But the fact that that's a 2,400, wait, no, hold on, a 24,000% difference in income is ridiculous.
I mean, removing kick links from bios is probably a pretty easy one for them to do, to just scan channel profiles and go, okay, warning, 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 and take those out of commission. But then secondarily to that, I think that we'll probably start seeing them enforcing on things like if you have notifications for other platforms, if you have combined chat, perhaps they're going to be under additional.
You know what? Actually, good. I hope Twitch does this. I hope Twitch keeps putting that gun in their mouth and pulling the trigger. Because eventually, they're going to pull the trigger and a fucking bullet's going to blow their brains out all over the fucking ceiling. And they're going to have deserved it. You need to jump to kick fast. Yes, I do actually. I need to set up kick streaming this week.
Scrutiny as a result. And the thing that concerns me is that I don't think this is going to inherently benefit Twitch. I think that while they want to keep people on the platform through a level of control with these overall guidelines, the reality is it's going to have the opposite effect.
And you know what the funny thing about that is, ADAX? About you fucking up my taxes over on Kick, is Kick is actually easier to do taxes on. Not only because if you do a sub over there, I think it's 95% of it goes to me, but there's no double tax like there's on Twitch. But I need to double check that. I need to look into that back end.
In any case, what do you think about this overall? Are you somebody who is multi-streaming? Maybe don't tell me in the comments below, because maybe Twitch will actually use that as a source of information to be like, oh, we're going to go take a look at whether those people are doing it or not. But let me know, how is your overall current experience on Twitch right now? Are you feeling like...
My experience on Twitch hasn't changed because I'm a literal nobody, so I'm fine.
Like it is the same community experience that you've had years ago, 4 years ago, or are things changing? Do you feel a little bit more burnt out? Is your community feeling burnt out? I'm kind of curious what you think overall and what your current experience is on the platform. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel,
I think Twitch is gone. Twitch is going to keep on doing this shit, and eventually it's going to kill itself. And it's going to be well-deserved. And I hope every single one of those fucking... look, I might, at some point in the future, finally be able to go and live in the US. And if I do, and Twitch is dead, I need the former Twitch staff to know that when I go to McDonald's, you don't put onions on my fucking burger. Okay? Or I'm calling the manager. I will call the manager if you put onions on my fucking burger, okay? You don't cook them properly. They're not going to be crispy enough. I know they're not going to be crispy enough. I know you fucks don't know what you're doing with the onions. You just put some raw piece of shit on there. So you can put the fries in the bag, but don't you dare put the fucking onions on the burger.